just underway. We are on turn number 3. So on Dylan's third turn, plays Saheeli Rai for the first play of the game. Scry's 1.
And when they have the turn 3 Saheeli, unless Corey is able to immediately answer with Ruinous Path or To the Slaughter, it's going to significantly alter the way that the green-black aggro deck is able to play the game.
Yeah, I mean, there's the possibility that it's a turn 4 kill happens here, and Corey may not be able to respect that. So he plays Aether Hub on turn 3. Right, so even if he has Grasp of Darkness, he can't actually just start holding this up, right?
Well, if he is, he's not doing anything proactive. He's giving this one a lot of pause. I believe that Nissa, Voice of Zendikar and Grasp of Darkness are both in Lynch's hand. He's deciding, you know, is Donegan going to kill me on turn 4? Can I win if I just don't do anything and leave up my removal spell?
Right. It's this difficulty, you know, there were a lot of discussions when the Saheeli Rai combo deck was around, and people are saying, well, hey, you know, this is fine. You can't just play Saheeli on an empty board. People will kill it. They'll attack it. And I think sometimes that's true, but it's not always true. And when it's not true, it's really dumb.
Well, something that's really interesting is that 1 toughness creatures, they feel pretty bad when they die to Walking Ballista. And that's a card that's seen a huge upswing. And the fact that people aren't playing the low to the ground decks, and also a Winding Constructor just blocks any 1-mana 2/1. People just don't want to play these cards, and Saheeli is way better when you start on turn 2.
So Corey decides to try to respect the combo. He thinks for a while and then just says go, which Dylan, of course, being the control mage he is, well, fine. He draws, scries, plays a land, and does nothing himself. This game's about who can do the most nothing. Chess-Guy Saheeli's way better at that.
Donegan has a Disallow on the ready as well.
Really strong 5th land for Donegan. They're just going to trade land drops. You're right, Donegan, a Oath of Jace, a Disallow, a Torrential Gearhulk.
And once Saheeli gets to 7 loyalty, usually you would wait until 8. You can just -7, go find a Torrential Gearhulk, and take a trip to Value Town.
We have seen that. What was it? It was Brad Shepard doing just that. And Dylan, yeah, he'll just keep scrying. The ultimate, the -8 on just Saheeli Rai lets you get 3 different artifacts. This deck only plays 1, but it keeps looking like the best card in the deck. And Dylan's got some sideboard technology in his hand, too. Immolating Glare and a copy of Linvala the Preserver. No need for that this game. He's under no pressure.
Yeah, 6 mana up, Disallow in hand, Torrential Gearhulk for Anticipate if he wants to do that.
His opponent's missing land drops. You see Corey only 4 lands in play.
Corey checking the ultimate on Saheeli Rai. Important to remember that I can only find 3 artifacts if they all have different names. The Jeskai Saheeli deck doesn't do that. It's just going to be 1 Torrential Gearhulk.
And Corey's trying to decide how he can combat this. The longer he waits, the more certain it starts to look that Dylan is going to have the combo. The issue is that if he doesn't play anything, Dylan just end steps a Gearhulk. And you see Corey just moving to discard. Dylan, no response. Corey discards the Grasp of Darkness. This is really bad for Corey.
Yes.
Dylan's draws a Glimmer of Genius. That's a great one.
Looks like no 7th land drop. He can main phase Glimmer to try to find a land. Probably scry with the Saheeli first, because if you have a land on the top of your deck that comes in untapped, you just know it's there.
Scry any non-land to the bottom and any land to the top. Seems about right. Really, Dylan can do just about whatever he wants here. You know, could even play Linvala. They'd probably just die.
6 mana, 5/5, your turn.
I don't know. I mean, what's the worst that would happen?
Ooh.
Wow. Okay, Dylan's gonna go lose the Saheeli to get a Torrential Gearhulk. Okay. It will get him a free Anticipate. I guess if he really wants to be sure to hit the land drop, this is a great way to do it.
Yeah, and leave up all the mana. If he's able to find a land this way, then he leaves up Glimmer and Disallow, and then in the following turn, whichever one he casts, he can Gearhulk.
Yeah, Ryan, I actually want to say, Dylan's been playing so great this weekend. Okay, I'm wondering if he's switching to an aggressive line. He gets this 5/6. You see he drew another Disallow. His hand has 2 Disallows. Corey's going to go for Appetite of the Unnatural. I know normally Dylan plays a control role, but what if he just starts countering everything? He disallows this, he disallows the next play, he blue Gear Hulks the next play, disallowing it.
Yeah, he has double disallow.
He has double disallow, and yeah, he could maybe just counter all of Corey's cards for the rest of this game.
He has enough blue mana. Given that he ultimated Saheeli for Gear Hulk.
I think that's the line he's doing. Yeah, he's now disallowing the removal spell.
Yeah, this is going to be
this is a switch of tactics.
It's going to be very difficult for Lynch to come back from this.
This is the I'm going to beat you up with 5/6s line.
I mean, so far his plays have been discard to hand size and cast a spell that got countered.
Right, when your opponent's stuck on 4 lands, you only have to counter 1 skill spell per turn. It's not like Corey can play 2. He doesn't have cards that do that.
If you were wondering if Dylan Donegan winning an Invitational was an accident, the answer is no.
5th land does hit for Corey Lynch. No, he's shown a really good ability to do some dynamic gameplay. Very good at role switching. We see a Nissa as an attempt for Corey to make some blockers. Dylan, having none of that, he disallows that as well. Swings for 5, Lynch down to 11.
And now untapping in the I have Torrential Gear Hulk in my hand, disallow in my graveyard phase. And hey, if I don't have to, I have a Glimmer of Genius too.
Draw for Lynch. He needs to try to stay alive, but that's going to be very difficult to do. Tireless Tracker. I was like, I was going to do that to whatever you played.
Oh, you wanted to cast a spell? Nuh-uh.
Well, Corey did hit running lands, so it's possible that he gets something like a Ruinous Path off here, except he doesn't have it. I mean, Dylan's going to swing for 10. Corey drops to 1, or maybe less. He's going to cast Murder on a Gear Hulk.
Yeah, that's fine. Got another one of those.
Does he have another one?
Well, no, he's in play already.
Oh, how about this one? It's kind of like a Gear Hulk. Linvala, boom. 5 power, land, go. Land, by the way, creature land. He has Fumarole and Needle Spires. And I like Dylan this is not everybody would play this way. I'd see a lot of control players. A Jim Davis player would be very keen to just keep playing control, and that might work as well. I like the style here from Dylan, though. Just realizing he has such an overwhelming mana advantage that he just switches the role of his deck.
Yeah.
Activation of Needle Spires, a swing with the team, game, and a match. Dylan Donegan on to the semifinals.
Very well navigated by Donegan there. Corey did stumble on lands. I don't want to say that he had much of a chance in that game. He had some severe issues, and Donegan had the turn 3 Saheeli, and Corey didn't really have a good answer to that.
It was one of those shock moments, right? You see, so he's got this great board, Corey's missing land drops, he's got a Saheeli on 7, and then he just says, bin my Planeswalker, get a 5/6. And that you take notice, right? You're like, whoa, I didn't think that was going to happen.
Yeah.